Hey, good morning. Good morning. Thanks for taking the time to press on the button and watch. And today we are going to cover Euro Manganese. It's going to be a quick one because quite busy here at the moment in Dubai with the COP28 event on site. So lots going on there, which kind of is good context for this discussion because this is about driving the energy transition faster, making sure those commitments are in place worldwide, etc. And that's a good backdrop to a recap of Euro Manganese and some recent announcements. So, outside of China, the availability of high purity manganese is rather scarce. I think 90% of it is currently from China. Manganese is seen as a battery metal which has capacity to replace or in a significant way substitute for nickel and cobalt. And the great news is that we have the Chavletice project, manganese project in Czech Republic, part of Europe. It's gone through feasibility studies already. Just to recap, it's not even a new mine or a new site. It's actually tailings from a previous one. So there are some very strong ESG benefits. 1.3 billion US dollar NPV. So well worth having if you can make it happen. I would say over the years, progress has been great. I mean, EPCM contractor appointed, pilot samples produced of high purity manganese at 2 quality. At least one offtake agreement, I think, with Vercor, and let's see, I have. And they're looking at another project in Canada. Let's put that one to the side. So the great announcement recently for a company that was, I think, in the last quarterly maybe had $10 million, albeit Canadian dollars, in the bank. Obviously, they needed more funds. So I think with the general momentum in the market, negative momentum, especially for small caps. And anytime the market feels a cap raise or something is coming, the share price kind of just tanks. And I think what has happened recently is there's been a fantastic announcement in the current market conditions of access to $100 million project financing facility, of which $20 million has now been closed for to push further development along. I think it's a stroke of genius, personally. In this environment, for that finance to be arranged, I think it's a big thumbs up for the project. Big confidence in the management, and excellent prospects to move forwards. That's my short summary on it. Now, we know from the timeline that the whole project is expected to come into production at around 2027, which, in accordance with many projections, is a pretty good time for it to come on stream. But the crucial catalyst, let's say, hopefully it's a catalyst, should be mid-2024, where we get a final investment decision. $20 million closing, overall $100 million financing facility subject to other milestones. I mean, we're well on our way. I think it's absolutely positive. That amount of funding, I mean, even just the $20 million US dollars is like currently almost 50% the value of the company on the market right now. My view is, as I mentioned before, the energy transition is moving ahead. That's why I mentioned COP28. We have the world here. Deals are being done. It's moving ahead. move to electric vehicles is moving ahead. Yeah, there are going to be bumps in the road, range anxiety and charging infrastructure and cost issues and everything else. This is normal in any new industry, according to the adoption curve, which I've previously shown before. So we're moving ahead. Therefore, we're going to need manganese. And then you bring in the geoeconomics, and having that manganese in the heart of Europe and possibly a processing facility as well in North America. I mean, strategically, as a company, as a vision, genius. You couldn't ask for a better composition with good feasibility study numbers, financing, additional financing, non-dilutive. That's crucial. Non-dilutive financing. This shows to me that we have a smart board, a smart CEO, who actually cares for the company's shareholders. Otherwise, it's easy enough to go out to the market at rock bottom prices and try and get some more cash and destroy and dilute existing shareholders, but that has not been done. So that again is a big thumbs up. It's about being patient long term. I think there's a lot of fear in the market, especially with small caps. Perhaps there are liquidity issues amongst retail investors, risk aversion, and as I always say, short term, long term prices fluctuate, but in this particular case, the company is meeting its milestones. It's doing what it said it would do, and I think this financing facility, once again, a stroke of genius. So very positive about Euro Manganese. It deserves to be hyped up, frankly. 2027 isn't as far away as you think, and that final investment decision mid-2024, that's exciting. You've seen the inflation numbers stabilizing, coming down. It looks like we might just get that soft landing because economic growth numbers are also kind of slowing down, but not completely atrophying. And now when we look at the interest rate cycle, okay, higher for longer, but the next discussions are now about when they will start to be reduced. So put all that backdrop together, it's creating a great macroeconomic backdrop once again for small companies in, let's say, the transition metals or critical minerals. The government policy, EU Critical Minerals Act, is supporting it. We have COP28, and when you have an excellent management team looking out for shareholders and trying to avoid dilution and obtaining $100 million financing facility with $20 million closed already to drive activities towards a final investment decision, I think fantastic. I wish the price would go higher and stay high to reflect the value, but again, it's about being focused on the long term. Right, I've got to get ready to go on site. Thanks for listening. That's Euro Manganese. Any questions, pop them in the notes. Do your own research. Non-revenue generating companies are high risk, and I'm just sharing with you the risks that I'm taking and also the patience I'm showing. And hopefully by 2027, a lot of these companies that we're investing in, they start to come to fruition. And then that's the thing with small caps, where you are now and where you could be in 2027 is potentially, in some cases 10x, 10 baggers kind of thing. So your wealth could dramatically change. It's just about whether you want to go safe, S&P 500 tracker fund, or whether you want to be part of the energy transition and you're staking your capital for that and being patient. All right, best of health, stay safe, and peace. Thank you.